How's that? Is that better? It's on now. Do we have sound? It's working. Hello, I got the little thingy. No sound? That's volume. We're good. Is it too loud? That's stressful. Power button. Power buttons do work wonders. Okay. I have the cutest project that we're going to have to work on next week because this week we have another project we have to work with. What do you mean, no? No, I need full sentences because by the time that you respond, I've forgotten what I said because that is late 40s. That's what happens. Brain out the window. Out the window. It could fly out the window mid sentence. Gone. The thought was on the rails, it was cruising right along, and it disappears. Ghost. Okay, thank you. So we have this thing, this super, oh my gosh. Okay, so back up a little bit. We have a new little one in our life that isn't family, but family because, you know, friends and family. So my friend Shannon has the cutest little baby, and her name is Ellie. And Ellie got a gift from me from the St. Louis Zoo that was a penguin book about the penguin hiccuping, and she loves it. And I have the cutest videos of her reading it, and she loves it. So now she's 2, and she was gifted my crocheted penguin that was at the shop. So now it's a thing. So when I was out last weekend with my friend, I found this. It is made out of fake, like, it's called Cuddle. It's by Shannon Cuddle. This is the best stuff. So we have some in the shop now, but it is so soft and snuggly. And this critter, where's his size? Because I saw him. There was a sample, and I am in love because I am in love. Look at how big he is. He is big, okay? And he's washable. So there we go. Can we just have a size? I just got it. Like, it arrived as I was leaving the store today. I don't know. He's about this wide by about 3 feet tall. He is so cute. His name is Pat. Pal Pat. Look at him. He is stinking adorable. I am not certain how much of a disaster that this is going to make on my sewing room floor. He's so cute. He's so cute. So Ellie is going to get a penguin. It will probably hang in the store for a little while and then be gifted to Ellie around the Christmas season time. So I can't even stand it. It is so stinking cute. I have to read the instructions, but I had to bring it home and show you because it is so cute. And it has this beautiful little working with cuddle basics in here, so that's kind of exciting. But like, seriously, this is his little, like, furry hair. Oh. Look at this. Hi, Pat. Wait till you see. Look at how big he is. He's this big. This is like, I don't even know. 11, 22, 33. Yeah, like 36 inches tall. Okay. So this is the pattern. This is what's happening next. Not this week, but next. maybe, because I have to read the instructions, but this is little baby Ellie's Christmas present, and it is so cute. I don't know if I can make it, but I am going to try my darndest because she will love it. You should see her trying to carry around a squishmallow. It is the funniest thing. And then she found Lizzie's bear that is the size of a human, and it was bigger than her, and she insisted on attempting to carry this through my house, which was also stinking adorable. So if you needed to see an adorable baby, yep, we got one. Oh, look, it came with a label that says made with love. Oh, it tells them how to wash cuddle. Machine wash cold with light colors. No fabric softener. Dry and no heat dryer or line dry. Do not use a dryer sheet. Good to know. Good to know. Anyways, this is stinking adorable, soft, and I am a fan. So this will be a project because I needed more in the sewing room of unending projects. However, tonight's chores. Do you love this penguin? Because he's stinking adorable. I can't even stand it. I cannot stand it. Okay. Tonight, we're working on Simple Solstice by Robin Pickens. I saw this done up, and okay, so already I messed up. So we're going to fix my oops, which isn't really going to be glamorous or fun. But so this particular pattern calls for 9.5-inch squares, and I cut mine at 9 inches. So I can either attempt to, I could actually, this would be better probably now that I think about it. Excuse me, sorry. Because I need a 1/2 inch on each side. I need a 1/2 inch. Wait a minute. I have 9 inches. I need a 1/2 inch. I need a 1/2 inch total. So I only need a 1/4 inch on each side. So I could make this part be a 1/4 inch wider. And that could work. That could actually work. So I cut 1-inch pieces of fabric for no reason. Well, there went 1/3 of a yard. So my first thought on fixing my oops, because hi, you missed the penguin. The fabric came for the penguin. The penguin is stinking adorable. This is what we're making. Thank you, Joy. We're gonna make this next week, or we're gonna attempt to make this next week. It is really cute. I have to find the batting. I have to read the pattern. So that is next week or the following week. Either way, it has to hang in the store, and then Ellie's going to have a new thing. We were discussing how you fix a pattern when you mess up, because I mess up all the time. Hands down. I don't know how to do everything. I can't read a ruler. Half the time when I read the ruler, I read it wrong. Or I grab the one with the 1/2 inch on the side and I turn it the wrong way, and then I cut and I mess up. It happens, right? It just happens. So what I did today is I cut out all of these beautiful Chilly from Cute Monkey Fabrics. There are 3 designs in my pack. There's 1, 2. Showed that one. Showed that one. I showed that one. Oh, maybe there's only 2. Karen said there were 3. Oh, that one's very similar. That one's the same. Oh, it is not. I lied. It's not the same. Wow, this is very, very similar. This one is very similar to this one. Very similar. However, super fun. So I cut them out, and I was supposed to cut them at 9.5, and silly me, cut them at 9 inches. So I need to add a 1/2 inch to these for them to be the focal fabric in our pattern that we're working with, which is this. The really nice thing about this particular pattern is that I have a lot of white space to work with. So I could, the Chillies, I would like to bring them in, and Karen said that she will wholesale to me. So possibly soon, Cute Monkey Fabrics will be at Creekside Fabrics, which I think is fun. So I do want to make a sample for the store. Now, if you ever can see her stuff at a show, she bedazzles them. Her quilts have rhinestones and sparkle, and it is beautiful. One of the other things I really thought about doing was Sew a Story has this sparkle paste that is super fun. And so I've kind of thought about playing with that too. So we'll see if we can get our hands on some of that and test it out and see if we can do things. I do have a hot fix thing to put rhinestones on this when I'm done long arming it. So I have two choices to make these squares the size I want. I can either make the sashing that goes on the side a 1/4 inch larger, which I think I'm leaning towards because it will be way easier than my first plan, which was to sew a 1 inch piece of fabric around all these sides, press it, and go for it. Because if I do it this way and then I snowball, hold on, let me see if I can hold this up. Let's see if we could put it down here so you could see. I must have got into something while I was cutting this fabric because my nose is saying allergies. Okay, so you can kind of see our little dilemma here. So if I put this here and we only need a 1/4 inch, that's a generous 1/4 inch, but you know, we're going to roll with it. And then we put that there. Okay. So if we put these here, and this is our lot of work, it would be easier to cut the next sashing a 1/4 inch larger. I think that might be a good idea, but I will wait for your guys' opinion because it's going to be good. Okay, so we have this here. I have our little, let's lay it out and see how it looks. Okay, so we have a 1/4 inch there. Whoops. And we're going to add that to that. Now, the next step for this pattern, and you've got to get it because it's super great, is to snowball your corners. Now, if I do this part, my snowball is going to be a little bit less. Can you see that? Than if I did it on this side. And it's just a 1/4 inch, so it's not like a huge loss. And actually, to be honest, you're going to get to see more of the design because if you can see from your corner there, like this one, when I snowball this, is going to lose the tip of this point over here. Can you see that? On this one, assuming my 1/4 inches on the edges are run correctly, is going to be way back here. So let's see what it does with this one, because this is a different pattern. Okay. I'm here. You're here. Welcome. Thanks for coming by. So we're kind of previewing my options to fix my mistake in this pattern because I don't want to remat the whole thing when I just need to make the squares a half an inch larger. So option one, this one doesn't really make a difference. I don't really see a big difference in what I'm losing on these corners. So let's see what the last one does for us. That's this one. Okay, so we have 3 different squares. The middle one doesn't really change anything, but the other one kind of gives you a little bit of this. If we do it this way, this is adding the sides and then adding the snowballs. This is snowballing it as it is and making the next piece a little bit bigger. So see, you get a little bit more of this in it. Okay, option one is add the sashing to make it the right size and then snowball it. Option two is snowball the block at the 9 inches and then make the next piece a little bit bigger. Go team. Let me know what you think. And while you're doing that, we can review. What are y'all working on tonight? I don't know. I think the less work option is option 2. No opinions? It's a quarter of an inch. And I waste a third of a yard of fabric. I think I'm going to go with option 2. And unless I get any strong reason why not, I think we're going to go with option 2 because that is going to be the right choice, I feel. And you know what's great? This machine is on sale. My favorite machine is on sale this month. And if you buy it at MSRP, which is $99.99, which is, of course, more than our normal price, I understand. But you get a reflection, which is an embroidery machine. One, add the sashing and then snowball it. Joy, why? Why would you pick that? Because you see more of the square. Anyways, if you need a new machine and you've been eyeballing the Anthem, this is the month to do it because you can get the Anthem and a reflection. So basically a whole brand new sewing room in a box for $99.99. You know, I have been really liking a shorter stitch length when I'm doing stuff. But I do love the guide beam on this because I don't want to have to mark my stuff and then sew it. I just want to sew when I finally get down here. Now, mind you, I have not been in my sewing room since last week when we met. So that is my life. But I did finish a king size custom quilt today and it was gorgeous. So much work. Don't know if I ever want to do that again. But it was gorgeous. $9,999, Darren. But you get 2 machines. This machine right here is normally $69.99. So for $3,000 more, you get another machine that's normally $5,800. So you save like almost $3,000. That's a big savings for 2 brand new beautiful machines that are both purple, I might add. They are both purple. I'm a fan of the purple. You better put the right price in there, Taryn. Crazy, crazy girl. Everybody needs this guide beam. You don't have to mark your half squares or your snowballs. Like, that is my favorite. You line up that, you line up your guide beam, and you sew. Who doesn't love that? That's just great. I love it. Okay, so I thank you for your input, Joy, but I went with the let's not sew a bunch of 1-inch strips onto the fabric because I was feeling some kind of way about it. And I really would like to have a quicker project done because I tend to just find these ones that are crazy. And now that I've finished the king size custom quilt, I can put the mermaid quilt on the frame. She's been sitting there waiting patiently. I have 3 quilts that have to be done. One that has to be done by Monday. One that has to be done by next week. And then I have a bunch that I have to catch up on. But now all 3 of our ANOVAs are working. Absolutely, Taryn. Absolutely. Anything purple is worth moving a decimal point. See this pretty purple right here? The whole lid is purple, except that I like to use a two spool thread stand because I like to have bobbin thread on there. Speaking of which, my bobbin thread is almost gone. That's a really skinny spool. That is a really skinny spool. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So I came down today and I cut all the fabric and I squared up my squares so that if Karen showed up today, I would have all my stuff done like a good girl. But I think she's actually doing a show this weekend or this week in Vermont. If you get a chance to see her stuff, she does some beautiful quilts, and these little Chillies, she calls them Chillies, are really, really beautiful. And then I bought this, and I did not find the lady's name, and I'm so sorry. And if you are out there or you know who this lady is, please tag her or send me a message and let me know. But she made this beautiful tie-dye fabric for me. Well, she didn't make it for me. I picked her fabric. It is a canvas fabric, so it's a little heavier, and I'm going to play with it in this quilt to see how the texture plays. I'm really having a lot of fun with using different textures and fabrics, different types. So we're using this tie-dye fabric with these as our, of course, that happens. See, we all make mistakes, Lisa. I cut these wrong. I cut these the wrong size. So we are improvising. We're improvising. I also cut 12 inches of 1-inch strips that I will not be using. So there's that. I suppose I could add it a different way, but I didn't. 1-inch strips just were not really talking to me tonight. And this is really great because this pattern has big squares. There's only 12 blocks in the whole thing, and the flying geese are done in a weird way that I didn't quite understand in the paper. So I have to sit down and read it in the morning time when my brain is more functioning. But at the shop, we have the purple ANOVA set up, and she's so pretty. I have to do a video tomorrow now that they're all set up. Maybe tomorrow, the next day. And because I have to go tomorrow, we're installing a new one for a friend, and that is going to be great and fun. And then we have the blue one set up on her frame. The only thing that I didn't play with yet is the grand format embroidery, my long arm embroiders. How cool is that? How cool is that? I got to figure that out. Maybe one Facebook Live will play on the long arm. That could be fun. Tomorrow night is our monthly madness sale, and I saw some of the stuff Donna was going to give me to put on sale. And she's in a heave ho kind of day. This is the blade saver. This is the best. If you don't have one of these, you need one, because you just go like this, cut, cut, cut. So great. Those are on our website if you want one. They're called a blade saver, and I think we got like 3 or 4 colors, and of course purple. And so you don't have to find your scissors, because who can ever find those? Not me. So I'm just snowballing, and I did make my stitch length at 2, because sometimes I feel like these flip and turn things, they just kind of work better with a smaller stitch length. They don't stretch out as much, or they don't pull away. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. It's okay, Lisa. We have more. We have more. You should take a picture of the one you need, though, and put it on your phone or text it to me so we can find it next time on Saturday. Lizzie cut out a quilt this week and sewed on it. She did a great job. So with the AccuQuilt, she really had fun with that. So it was pretty cool. I was like, okay. So one of my kids might quilt. Do your children sew? If you're stopping by, let us know what project you're working on, and if you have children, do they sew? Do you have friends that sew? Like, I've always had a friend that knitted or crocheted, but until very recently, I haven't had friends that quilted. I think Gretchen was one of my first quilty friends, and then Lisa and I have been quilting, and Sue, and we do some sewing, and that's fun. So it's nice to have you have your scissors on your machine? Where? I need a photo. I need photos. Like right here? I could put a little command strip. I probably even have one somewhere. So I bought myself this book from Jen Kingwell, because we're doing the Jen Kingwell template of the month, block of the month thing that I really have to get in the system so we can play along. And I cannot locate it, which we shouldn't probably say this out loud, but it may begin the I need to clean my sewing room, which is terrible. I mean, we organized, I have stuff in projects, but even now I have all these projects. And some people are saying, oh, I've been catching up on mine. And I'm so proud of you. If you are, good for you. They said, you hang them here or in the front? I mean, I have room. I could hang them over there. I have lots of spaces. This is a very nice space-wise machine. I keep forgetting I'm on the machine at home where I have the presser foot programmed. That is so wonderful. That's so wonderful. Everybody should have this. If you don't have that feature, just click your foot back and the presser foot magically rises. I could program it to cut for me, but that gets very confusing. That's like driving a standard with a standard. It's like 2 standards at a time. That's just a lot. You know what's really great about this little quilt is I think it could actually be done quickly. And then we can hang it at the shop, and then we could bring in the Chillies. And somebody might be like, great, she finally has something on the wall that isn't Tula pink. Although I don't know if we can be friends if you don't like Tula. Oh, I did like your sewing machine, Caddy. I think that's going to be great. Lori, I think that's going to be great. And you are so ambitious. Like, you get way more projects done, I think, than half the girls. The next one that I really want to finish is my cathedral window, but I still have, this weekend we're doing the dinosaur quilt. The baby quilt will be done, and then we're doing a belated birthday present and hopefully on time birthday present. And you know, I just need a week. If I had a week of home and sewing, maybe. Could I get 3 quilts done in a week? Lisa, what are you working on tonight? Where's Gretchen? We're gonna have to text her. Are you here? I wanted to know how Gretchen's weekend went. Okay, look at us go, guys. Our blade saver. You got one of these. If you don't have one, you need one. It's great. What's happening here? These kind of have a little bit of a little bit thicker feel to them. The Chillies. I like the fabric they're made out of. It's not like normal panel fabric. So I was really kind of concerned that they would be stretchy or too much. And they're really not. Like they're pretty not see-through. They're very I like it. It's quality stuff here. So this is great. These are great. I am a fan. And I think we're going to end up being able to get all the snowballs done. And then maybe next week, if I don't figure out the penguin, because I have to read that pattern, I might take, oh, you know what, guys? I won't be here next week. Next week, I am going to be flying to Florida to drive my mother-in-law home for the summer. I know it's a little late, but we had a scheduling difficulty. So I get to go to Florida and drive home. That'll be fun. Do a little road trip. So if you know of any good quilt shops along the way, drop them in the chat that I need to stop by and check out. There's one in Dade City that I've heard of. But every time I go there, they open so late that I never get to go before we have to leave. That's sad. So, Florida quilt shops. That's our next task. If I get to sew on Sunday, I will be working on a dinosaur. That is my goal. Although I hear I have a date with a little one and a medium-sized one and some friends to see. There's a Toy Story 5. Oh, batik scrap quilt. Janice, that'll be fun. I love that. So there's a Toy Story 5 coming out. If you did not know, there's Toy Story 5, and I think we're going to take Ellie and Lizzie to see it this weekend. At least that's the plan, as long as the petri dishes remain healthy. Because that's a thing, these kids, the applique animals. The one for the baby quilt, Lisa, you know, we think that applique is easy until you have to do all the go arounds. Today we had our wallet class, the AccuQuilt wallet. I'm really liking the AccuQuilt. I'm just saying. And cut those wallets out. That was fantastic. I hear someone who is bouncing around upstairs. The sun was shining today. I was hoping that I would get home and be able to go out and kayak, but I did not. So that's unfortunate. However, hopefully I'll be able to sit outside for a little while tonight. Taryn, you can call your little sister. She's pounding around up there. So I learned a bunch of things today about the Innova software, because you know, if you don't long arm, you might not understand, but when you long arm and your quilt rolls up on the take up bar, it gets thicker and thicker and thicker, obviously, because you're putting batting and 2 layers of fabric up there, the one that's upstairs. And so as that gets thicker and thicker, your sewing space shrinks a little bit, right? Especially if you use Minky, it gets really big and you lose some of your sewing space. Well, I, on this king size quilt, was doing diamonds on the design, and in the beginning it barely fit. So by the middle of the quilt, I was really struggling to position the diamond exactly in the right spot to be able to quilt it before I hit the bars or the end of my sewing area. So I learned how to split my design so that I could use a motif that was larger and not overstitch on it when I advance the quilt, which is super cool, because some designs I really enjoy, but they're very dense and I can't make them any larger because they will go off of the frame, or, you know, so it wouldn't work. So that was really a great aha moment today, when I learned that. And then we played briefly at the end of the day with the Pantovision, which is a really cool program. And we're going to show that at the meet and greet on the 30th. So if you want to learn more about that, please come in and hang out with us. Okay, we have our last snowball. Whoops, I missed one. And then we will have snowballed all of them. No. Nope, he is not. Is he ever on a Tuesday? But specifically this week, he is not. That's fine. I'll deal with it in a little while. It's the end of the school year. It's the end of the school year. Okay, what's everybody reading? Because I need a new book. I'm actually reading this book called Remarkable. Is that wait? Remarkably Bright Creatures. So Sally Fields is in this movie, and so wanted to read the book. And so I'm listening to it because I like to listen to a book when I'm long arming and quilting. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I recommend, I don't know. I actually enjoyed the movie, which I don't know if I enjoyed the movie because I watched the movie before I listened to the book or read the book. But I really liked the movie. It was cute. It was a nice, I mean, that would make me sound morbid, but it was a nice story. I watched the movie when I was at the Genesee Valley Quilt Show because, the evenings you just need something to do. And it was a cute movie, and it's actually a pretty good book. And I of course like the book better because you get more detail, but I do like the I did like the movie. It was a great movie, right? I don't know. I don't know. It was a great movie. I thought it was super cute. So that was fun. So if anybody knows of any other books to read, I'm almost done with that one. And some of the books in my wish list are just, they're kind of getting to be a little bit of the same. So I'm open for a new one. I like light and fluffy books. I don't know what's going on up there, but somebody is not in bed. That is problematic. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, so next week I won't be here because I am traveling. So I won't be able to see you guys. So I need to have some updates on what your project's doing. And are you guys done with your Asylum series? L is for Lawless. Sisters in Resistance. Okay, but Lori, you like the serious kind of books. So are those of that kind of genre? Because I need something fluffy. I have a long day at work. I don't want to read something that is sad. I mean, sad. Right. I know. You like the things. I am going to Lakeland, Tampa area to drive home. So I get there on Tuesday and we head back on Wednesday, and we'll most likely be home Thursday, maybe Friday. Depends on traffic and how we're feeling, and you know, my mother-in-law is a night owl, so she likes to that, and I am an early morning person, so that is a little bit of a different mentality. Alright. We finished the snowballs. And I did not use these. I did not. And now this canvas stuff is like, I need to cut more, but we got to do this part. What happened? Oh, my watch says, your watch is dying. Please proceed to the charger because you are 6 years old and you need a new watch. That is what that says. What are you reading, Taryn? the Asylum series, I can't do creepy. I'll have nightmares. But like if I'm listening to it while I'm driving, I could do that because, you know, you have quite a long drive happening soon. Okay, so all of my squares are snowballed. Well, they need to be ironed and pressed. They're all snowballed and ready for the next step. Yes. Oh, thank you, Janice. Thank you. I need that. Driving back from there. So I'm going to go ahead and snowball these. We're going to press them. So I also, here's another thing that I've learned in the last year. Some people do this part of snowballing and leave the fabric behind it. I find that that seems very bulky. So what is your preference? Because don't you think that would be very bulky to leave all 3 layers behind there? Like when you go to sew the next piece on, that seems to be a lot. Seems to be a lot. I mean, the one benefit that I like of it is that the fabric is very white. However, then the next piece that goes up to it, because it will be the same color, is going to be very, it's going to look different. But look at how pretty that is. Oh, these are Chillies by Cute Monkey Fabrics. And we are working on the Simple Solstice pattern by Robin Pickens. I saw this done at the Genesee Valley Quilt Show, and I was like, this is stinking adorable. And easy. So, Janice, you agree that we need to cut those off because that seems like a lot. Because I agree, those are going to get cut off, trimmed for sure. Now, these are laying very nicely. So I'm using a Moda Basics. What is Bella Solids? Oh my gosh, my brain almost lost that word. So I'm using a Moda Bella Solids. Normally, I have a bolt of Northcott Super White in my sewing room, but the fabric, this color, like the white in here was just a little bit off white, enough that the super white I think would have been too stark against the rest of it. So I think this is porcelain. It's just off white. And I think it looks better with this fabric than if it had been the stark white. But I do usually have a bolt of white and a bolt of black in my sewing room. I did use the rest of my white last week, though. 2 weeks ago? I don't know. I don't even know what I used it for because, you know, that's overrated. But yeah, look at that. Oh, I love this pen. If you have this fabric treatment pen, I tried it on Soft and Stable because, you know, sometimes when you're doing like a bag or a project like that and that seam just gets really, really crazy and a lot to manage under your presser foot, I used this on the seam allowance and pressed it, and it worked wonders. Made it so manageable that my binding was almost too big for the project. Like, this stuff is amazing. I don't know what's in here. I probably don't even want to know. Not gonna lie. I don't want to know. But it lays so flat that it just makes me happy. And I've been using it on my Pooh Bear quilt I'm working on at the shop, and some of my best piecing, if I do say so myself. Yes. So what I'm going to do is this next piece that goes here will be a 1/4 inch bigger. And if my maths properly, it will get me to the right space. So the space around this will be a 1/4 inch bigger than the pattern calls for. theoretically. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes the best laid plans don't work out. So, but I think it will be okay because it's all a part of it's all a part of a piece that can be altered easily. Nuts. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm going to change it a little bit, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm going to make it work. I think it's going to work. I did miss one part of that, but here we go. We are pretty. It's beautiful. So we're going to have 12 squares. I'm going to trim those under layers. We're going to lay these out because this is a very bad way to leave fabric that is beautiful. And then I'm going to go see what my little's doing. Let me lay these out before they get wrinkled because I pressed them so nicely. This Acorn Precision Piecing, listen, you've got to have it. If you do not have it in your sewing room, you are missing out. And there are just a couple of things, but whenever I packed my bag the other day for sewing, that was the first thing that went in it. And the glue. Like I use that glue too all the time, especially when you're working with 1-inch squares. Yes, sign me up. Sign me up. So we are pressing these beautiful things. And you know what? My laser beam or guide beam did a great job at making my snowball or my flip and turns or snowballs or whatever we call this, because they are beautiful and straight. I have not had one wonky. This one's a little bit wonky, but that probably is a me, not a machine thing, because I'm a little bit wonky. Look at that. Oh, I love these colors. She had some really beautiful ones. I almost got a yellow and green chili. That was just beautiful too. And she has different designs, and I need to find a fabric printer because these are fun. Like, how fun is this? This is so fun. We have the start of 12 blocks. I don't always like large block quilt patterns, but sometimes you just need them, right? I'm working on one that does some of these panels that we have, because we have lots of panels. So look for a sale on those. I don't think tomorrow though, because Donna, I didn't see any panels pulled out, but I did see, what did I see? Let's see. I saw an organizer, I think she pulled out. I didn't know we had any of those left, so that's maybe a onesie. And then she pulled out for tomorrow's monthly madness sale. And it will be me and Lizzie tomorrow, so please come and hang out with us. Lizzie's first time because Kevin's out of town. So check out the monthly madness. So I think there, I don't know. I saw a bunch of stuff and now I don't remember what was in the pile. Yeah, the next layer is going to be a little bit bigger, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I may have to snowball, but I'll take doing another snowball over doing a 1-inch piece of thing, because I have been sewing 1-inch squares In fact, the block from last month had 21-inch squares. 20. It was absolutely asinine. Like, what? What did I sign myself up for? This Pooh Bear quilt. What kind of nonsense was that? The phone is ringing. My children are singing. The phone is ringing. Something about an animal, I think. I'm waiting, Taryn. I'm waiting. Oh. So, oh, I'm so happy we got this done. We got these done. Now we're going to iron the last two, and we got this done. So that's awesome. So I won't see you guys until the 30th, and that will be a little bit late unless we do a long arm video, because that is the meet and greet with Inova. Oh, there's more than 2. That's unfortunate. I must be slower than I thought I was. We only got 4 done. Like, what? They look beautiful, but oh, that one's a little bit wonky. You forgot to listen to it. I said the phone is ringing. Emily kept singing it. Kyra keeps singing it. I think it's from Wonder Pets or something. I don't know. It was funny though. I said the phone is ringing. I got this whole melodic serenade. I was like, what is that? And they're like, it's from when we were little. I'm like, okay, all right, I got you. That one's not laying right, so we're gonna. I would rather take my time with the pressing part and know that we're good to go. And then my next parts fit together better. It is Wonder Pets. Yes. No, my phone was ringing. And I thought it was one of my children. But it wasn't. I will have to call that person back. Okay. Look at us go. It is. So do any of you have a project that you kind of set on the shelf and said, I would really like to do this, but I'm a little bit afraid of it? Because that's what I would like to help you with. What are you afraid of? Because I was terrified of this king size quilt, and I just had to do it. And it turned out beautiful. It turned out so beautiful. And the photo that I got, I didn't have anywhere to like hang it up so you could actually appreciate the quilt, but it was so pretty. And the owner seemed very happy, so that's great too. There's an animal in trouble. Oh my goodness. So that's okay. All right. Look at us go. I think I like this one the best. I do think I like this one the best. I do. I'm going to finish these and then I'm going to go do some things. And then next week or in July, it's already almost July. Like I can't even, and it's not even like warm. Monday morning was 41 degrees, 42 degrees. I'm all set. Somebody talk to somebody and turn the heat back up. Outside, not inside. Outside. Because that was just a little bit. I need a new pen. Mine is overused. She says. So I used this pen and I went through the whole thing that came with the kit and the refill that came with the kit. And then I bought a big bottle. And I have used half of the big bottle. And then the tip of mine is getting pretty funky. So I do need to buy a new tip for that. And we have those at the shop, the refill tips. We also have the refill pen, so you could just buy a new pen, but the nibs are only $5.99 for 3 of them, which makes sense to me. Should definitely do that. My other iron is just clicking at me. It says, we're here. And then we also had another thought on working with the Minky because we made the little cat or the chicken stuffy out of the cuddle panel for Moda. They did this super cute cuddle panel, and I think we're going to try the glue based, which I think is brilliant. And so I really kind of wish I would have thought of that whenever I was doing the scales for the mermaid quilt, because I think that that is a great concept, and I'm going to have to try it. And then I just saw this lady that does these jelly roll quilts, and she's doing this 200 piece or 200 strip jelly roll quilt, and it's supposed to be like 10 feet by 4 feet. Like, how in the world would you manage that in your sewing room? You would need like a super extension. What's a big quilt that is houses? Oh, that's the one you're afraid of? Which one? Which houses? I would like to see that. I think you can do it. Just have to take your time. I would love to see that one, Lisa. Quote with houses. Was that the one by I can't think of the name of the ruler now. What is that ruler called? The Wonder Curve ruler. But what is their starts with an S. Why can't I think of it? So Kind of Wonderful? Yes, So Kind of Wonderful. Is that the house quilt, the So Kind of Wonderful one? Oh, we lost our people. That's okay, guys. Everybody says, see ya. It's been a long day. That's okay. I'm going to go as soon as I finish these last 2 pieces. And then I will see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I do have to do work. I wonder if I can use my laptop while sitting in the hot tub. That would be super great. That would be super great. Somebody should invent that. Waterproof laptop. So that we can work while relaxing in the water. That'd be great. Taryn, get on that. Oh, this one's cool. Okay, last one, guys. Last one. And then I will let you all go. And I have to go make sure my little one is in bed, although it sounds like it. And return some phone calls. Aren't they great? Thanks, Joy. Yes, no. It's a big quilt of houses. No. It's a 2024 fat quarter shop quilt along. Oh, okay. It's not the So Kind of Wonderful with the houses. We'll see you next time, Joy. Thanks for stopping by. When you come Monday, can you bring a picture of it, Lori? I would love to see that. You have conquered so many things this year. I believe that you could do anything you put your mind to. I really do, because you've done so many great things. So I don't think that any of them should scare you. They just have to, you have to be patient. I have a couple of those that I'm like, those are scary, but you just have to do step by step. And sometimes you have to wait until a different time of day to read the instructions, because sometimes they're better than others. Okay, guys, I finished. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully, I'll have some things done, and we'll play with a super soft penguin. So have a great night. If you're local, we'll see you Monday night. If you're on Facebook, stop by and see us on our monthly madness sale Wednesday night at 7 p.m. 7, not 8. I know that's a struggle, but 7 p.m. because I got to get Lizzie home to go to bed. So talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Bye.